Nothing ramps up a story's cred quite like evil monsters. And when you put evil inside the jar with a fistful of unthinking and shake it up, you get a troll. Welcome, viewers. Today we're counting down troll kinds based on their power matrix. These enormous, cruel, and unabashed Middle-Earthen creatures have played their role in the Dark Lord's ranks through the ages, and there's a simple reason behind them signing up for the dark side. Trolls are dull-brained clods, easy to control and redirect for someone of Morgoth or Sauron's caliber. With great casting and special effects, we've had the fortune of watching these monsters come to life in live-action adaptations of Professor Tolkien's works. And they were all the ruthless, shapeless, power-packed mess the books had promised us they'd be. However, trolls' power levels differ from breed to breed, and in this video, we will explore which troll species stacks greater power ranking than the others and why. Is it the hill trolls, cave trolls, or internet trolls maybe? Alright, let's find out. But before we get into it, we have a small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing. It's a small click for you, but it's a lot to us. Thank you. Troll, a short introduction. In Old Norse, troll means a beast or a demon. The modern fantasy version of these creatures has not varied much from their age-old mythos portrayal, attesting to their timeless monster appeal. The trolls from Old Myth were hostile creatures who attacked without provocation or means, sporting a generally foul attitude. They were fitted with a dull brain that defaulted to violence in most situations. As a result, trolls found themselves shunned by all other races. No one wanted to mingle with these enormous juggernauts that'd go roaring and swinging at the drop of a hat. Their needlessly warring gene, coupled with their hideous, massive form, made them fugitives of nature. They took to the privacy of isolated mountains, rocks, and caves, far away from the shadow of people and their settlement. Okay, so when you think troll, where does your mind take you? J.R.R. Tolkien's book, or the Lord of the Rings or Hobbit films? Well, one way or another, your introduction to trolls was surely on the greatest fantasy land ever created by a pen, Middle-Earth. The most well-known, if not the most thrashed-out version of trolls can be credited to Professor Tolkien. On Middle-Earth, trolls were said to be an ancient race with an abject aversion to sunlight, first emerging towards the end of the First Age. Whether they were created by the Dark Lord Morgoth by molding tree race of Ent with terror, torture, and sorcery is up for debate. Other theories suggest they were either creatures of the mountain to start with, or large human corrupted by Morgoth at a later time. But one thing is certain, it was Morgoth who first took their heavy hands and brought them under his wing. After Morgoth, like most wretches of Middle-Earth, trolls turned to Sauron, penetrating his armies in the Second and Third Ages. In this video, we're getting into the power quotient of these repulsive giants. If there's an area where you cannot fault a troll, it is strength. Their brutish build had endowed them with superhuman strength, and what they lacked in beauty and general hygiene, they made up for in resilience and never back down attitude. If you want to check out a more detailed video concerning troll origin, types, and roles, you can watch our 8 type trolls who have spread fear and destruction in Middle-Earth video. So, are you ready to get this show going? Let's go! Bottoms up, the last seed on our power level list is 8, Two-Headed Troll, level 8000. A troll is basically like a small medium house walking around with a bad temper. Trolls are large, thick-skinned monsters that won't go down. But what if one of these fellows had not one, but 2 heads? A two-headed troll cuts a pretty scary image in one's mind. But as freakish as this two-headed monster sounds, do you think he would have some sort of power advantage? Not really. The lout's power level would be unaffected by his body's head count, endowing him only with the ability to keep a 360-degree watch over his perimeter. While these trolls would still definitely be a handful, we don't know much about them. Two-headed trolls have not been tested in a real-time scrimmage at all, as they do not appear in Tolkien's stories. Only alluded to in The Hobbit in a conversation between the 3 hill trolls that Bilbo has the misfortune of running into. The two-headed trolls are present in adventure games such as Eye of the Dragon, with some gruesome, spiky avatars, but their general lack of credentials on Middle-Earth will keep them at the bottom of the pile as far as power ranks go. 7. Half Troll, level 10,000. At the Battle of Pelennor Field, which was showcased absolutely brilliantly in the Return of the King movie, Sauron's army of orcs and trolls were aided by the Haradrim showed up on the gargantuan elephant. Remember those face-painted boys? Some soldiers within the Haradrim ranks were said to resemble half-troll. They had white eyes and red tongue, but their skin appeared much smoother than your average troll. This half-troll statement itself was debatable, coming from the war-torn and generalized perspective of the Rohirrim, but half-trolls could have existed on Middle-earth. Saruman, the white wizard infamous for his breeding experiments in Isengard, could have fashioned half-trolls quite like he did half-orcs. That would mean this kind was half-human and half-troll, which may have given them an edge with intelligence levels, but wouldn't supplement their strength in any way. In fact, their lack of stature compared to regular trolls is probably what made them resemble the Haradrim men. While intelligence plays a vital role in how strength is utilized, the greatest weapon for a troll is his rash, mindless appetite for violence. So half-trolls would remain low on a power scale of their kind, even if they were that extra bit more clever. Now, let us scale up in Troll Town, starting with a unique race of trolls that dwell in sub-zero temperature. 6. Snow Trolls, level 15,000. Snow Trolls are white fur-bound giants living in Middle-earth's snowy place. Their ancestors were a different troll breed that moved to the colder zones and adapted to the environment by growing fur and becoming stealth predators. They were famously compared to Helm Hammerhand, the 9th king of Rohan, who was a cunning assassin. This comparison puts Snow Trolls in a league of their own. While they are super strong and possess an equally thick hide as any other troll, they have additional fur padding, making them almost impervious to sword or spear. They've also leveled up from their doltish ancestors with their unique stalking skill, which require watchfulness and presence of mind. Though snow trolls are solitary creatures, they are formidable monsters to have on your tail. We caught an on-screen snow troll appearance in the first episode ever of the Ring Power series. This troll appeared to stalk Galadriel's company to start with, but he soon turned to flinging ice blocks their way and had himself caught. The Amazon series warrior version of Galadriel killed him with some acrobatic moves coupled with swordplay. Overall, the fight was short, never too tense, and left me wanting more. What can I say? I love me a good warrior versus troll duel. As we hand this snow giant his cracking power ranking, one thing we can say with certainty: this is not the fluffy thing you want to encounter on your ski slopes for sure.
Not when he's skinned and bound. Small burglar, I'll be.
5. Hill Troll, level 20,000. These 12 feet tall monsters are the most prominent breed of trolls on Middle-earth, thanks to Tom, Bert, and William, the hill trolls that tried to make a meal of Bilbo and dwarves in The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. As we mentioned earlier, if you want to get deeper into the trolls' origins and other details, you can check out our 8 Types of Trolls Explored video, as here and now, we're getting straight into what makes the hill trolls one of the most dangerous and powerful contenders on Middle-earth. Hill trolls are tall, imposing creatures with rugged, almost stone-like hides, hemmed with thorny scales, super tough to damage or cut through. Moreover, these guys are cold-blooded killers, known to bite off their enemies' necks on top of delivering bone-crushing blows in fights. The fame these trolls have garnered did not come cheap. They've been through their fair share of battles and sticky situations, even outside of their run-in with Bilbo Baggins, which ultimately brought them to their end as Gandalf tricked them to catching some sunlight, and they turned stone. The sunlight exposure appears to be hill trolls' only physical weakness, which they share with most other breeds. Aside from this incident, the hill trolls were responsible for capturing and killing Eriador, Aragorn's grandfather. Hill trolls from Gorgoroth were among Sauron's ranks in the Battle of the Black Gate. You may recall Pippin Took, one of the hobbits, stabbing a hill troll to save a captain of Gondor. Given their awesome resume, it's no coincidence that the Rings of Power show chose Damrod, a hill troll, as the newest monster entrant to saunter into Adar's encampment, readily agreeing on the Sauron hit job. It is kind of surprising, though, that Adar, the self-professed Lord Father of the Orcs, took the beheading of his messenger son by Damrod so lightly. right? Hey, did anyone peep Damrod's loin rags full of human skulls? Boy, that cannot be comfortable. 4. Mountain Trolls. Level 25,000. Taller and stronger than hill troll, mount trolls boast a solid power level with their beefed-up mountain build. Their brownish hide was similarly unyielding as the hill trolls and laced with stony scale. Mount trolls were the chained doormen in the two towers that manually opened the soaring black gates of Mordor. Their extraordinary strength and durability were on full display in The Return of the King, where they were part of Sauron's troops that made war at Minas Tirith. Gothmog, the orc lieutenant, commanded the mountain orcs to push the Wolf's Head Grond to bust the city's gate open. The Grond was a thick black steel battering ram that stretched 100 feet long, and no one could have managed the feat of handling that thing aside from the fiercely powerful mountain troll. They smashed the flaming Grond into the thick gates over and over and splintered that thing, all the while enduring the men's arrows from the battlement above. This speaks volumes of the mountain troll's strength, durability, and stamina. Next up, we have 3. Gundabad Troll, level 30,000. The Gundabad Trolls, sometimes called War Troll, were mountain trolls from Mount Gundabad. They have all the characteristics of mountain troll, but they assume a greater power level as, aside from all the heavy lifting mountain trolls are usually trusted with, Gundabad Trolls were also great foot soldiers. They clobbered up their enemies with effective, powerful swipes and even had some agility going for them, which one would never expect from a mountain troll. These trolls made up a significant part of Azog's army in the Battle of the Five Army. In the namesake film, the Gundabad Trolls were trouble from the time they stepped into the battlefield until they were all destroyed. And then there was the battering ram troll. Who doesn't love this guy? I mean, this dude willingly strapped on a battering ram block to his head. Then he took an airstrip distant sprint to the fort wall of the city of Dale and just rammed into the wall head on, bouncing off to the side dead from impact. Or unconscious, I'm not sure. Well, he created a massive hole in the wall, so at least his life's purpose was complete, right? Jokes aside, the Gundabad Trolls are as thick as they come. However, as far as great battles go, they're a huge asset and fully deserve their high power level. 2. Cave Troll, level 35,000. Cave trolls are large behemoths that look like ogres. Their thick hide is lined with tough green scales that act as natural armor. They have an upturned, bunched nose that sits at eye level, and their feet are toeless and flat. The first troll to show up and introduce the audience to his kind in Peter Jackson's live-action adaptation was a cave troll. This monster takes on the Fellowship in Moria in the Fellowship of the Ring. He is shown as a bloated giant with paltry hair and uneven rust teeth, a feature it shares with the other troll form. In the Chamber of Mazarbul, the cave troll terrorizes Frodo, and the combined might of Aragorn, Boromir, Gandalf, and the other hobbits does not faze him. Finally, Legolas shoots a quick arrow through his mouth, piercing his brain, and the cave troll collapses face down on the floor. The Fellowship book had plenty of cave troll, and even when Frodo sticks one with his enchanted sword, the big guy is curtailed but not killed. Cave trolls were hardy and had the nastiest disposition, and the guy who reps them all, the cave troll who overwhelmed entire Fellowship, displays a whopping power level. This creature's pioneering impact on the LOTR cinematic enterprise helps cave trolls scramble high up in troll rank. 1. Olog-hai, level 50,000. The tallest and largest trolls on Middle-Earth, the Olog-hai, were the latest breed of trolls that emerged in the Third Age. Sauron reared them as an advanced take on the hill troll. His dark methods made these trolls bigger and smarter than their ancestors, who were likely hill troll, as their facial features are about the same. These creatures stood 10 to 15 feet tall, though, as with all other trolls, they were portrayed way taller in the film. Their hide was tough, and their complexion ranged from green and gray to rust, but the Olog-hai were special. They could endure sunlight and wield elegant weapons, unlike most other troll types that had to stick to their clubbed maces. Some Olog-hai were a part of Azog's army in The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Army, but it was their role in The Return of the King that became an astounding testament to their strength and skill. Their first look in the film was as the shock troops used to kick in the broken gates of Minas Tirith, but for their crowning moment, an Olog Oai matched up with Aragorn, the ultimate hero of the Third Age, and almost killed him. Among Sauron's army at the Battle of the Black Gate stood many Oai and hill troll. One Oai dueled with Aragorn, and Aragorn found himself utterly swept out by his might and sword. The Olag almost crushed Aragorn under his feet until the ring was destroyed, and Sauron's army was sent into shambles. Phew, that was a heavy moment right there, even though we always knew Aragorn wasn't going to die. But the Oai made us believe he could. As far as getting into the thick of it and coming out on top goes, Oai are superior to all other known trolls, and their powerful strides in the Third Age make them our #1 pick. Marvelous verdict. Trolls are heavy monsters that strike fear inside one's heart, but they also bring a smidge of comedy within Middle-Earth's perpetually serious good versus evil fight mode. Now, that isn't something you can say for every monster. While trolls certainly differ in power ranking, they are all equally entertaining fellows. What do you think, though? Do you think the top spot belonged to Oai or another? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, please smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe now. Cheers.